never give up. It's just going to get better and better and better and better. And then you're going to be like, yo, why was I ever thinking about giving up?
People be talking a lot, I just noticed. They do not walk the talk, they be provoking. Say that they are a boss, I say they joking. I just be growing like it is meiosis. You don't got advantage cause your DNA status. Ballin' out March Madness. Head of my race like I'm POTUS. Since a kid I always knew I was chosen. Know that we smooth like it's lotion. We making waves that are bigger than oceans, We go crazy like psychosis, yeah. Got the drip like it's osmosis, yeah. No advantage from your DNA status. Ballin' out March Madness. Head of my race like I'm POTUS. Since a kid I always knew I was chosen.
Alright, more inspiration, guys.
Don't ever give up. You guys got this, no matter how hard it may get. You got this.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Hustle House 24/7 365 podcast. I'm your host, Lamar, Mr. Cream Cap, Lambo, and I'm here with my co-hosts,
Cody Stockton, various layers. As you guys all know, beasts.
Yes, sir. Guys, we are coming back to you today. We're going to do things a little bit different. We said on the last podcast we're going to go back to start focusing on some more specific topics. We've caught you guys up with our lifestyle, with our work, with what we've been doing. So we're going to get back to being a little bit more focused. And so today's topic that I wanted to talk about is how the world is on fire. Literally, the world is burning right now. Everything is on sale. Things are getting expensive. Resources are getting expensive. Money is being printed. People are losing their minds, literally. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to focus on, guys. I mean, I just wanted to, everyone is aware and sees all of these things happening in real time. You have people fighting over, what's going on within our government and who decides to make what laws and who gets to tell people what they can and cannot do with their bodies. You have money still being printed for a war that we are involved in, that we're not necessarily fighting, but apparently we need more money to be sent overseas. But we can't, fund and help certain people here in this country. We have things like, let's see, what else is going on? I mean, people can't afford to live right now. The grocery stores are starting to get empty. Shelves are getting empty. Supply chain disruptions are still a relevant problem. People aren't spending money. People aren't shopping. It's getting crazy, guys. It's getting crazy in this country.
Biden's talking about another pandemic too.
And there's another pandemic.
Not monkeypox. He's talking about something else.
We have been warned that there's going to be another pandemic.
Remember, Bill Gates let us know last time.
Yeah, he did. And guys, I mean, this is stuff that me and Cody have been talking about for quite a while now. We've have in our private conversations, in our focused group that we have on Telegram, we talked about hyperinflation was coming. We talked about what would happen from the first pandemic and the effects from, shutting down the country and everybody having to be quarantined, people closing their businesses, money being printed. We said things would get more expensive. It was going to make life a lot harder for each individual person, especially here in this country. And now they're basically telling us that there's going to be something else. They're literally telling us to our face, and it's like, I don't know. It's almost like people just aren't even. It's like they didn't even pay. They're not paying attention. They're just like, oh yeah, whatever. There's gonna be another pandemic, and then they're just going about their lives, just doing. I don't know. I don't know what half of you guys are doing.
Also, the stimulus checks. Like they're talking about maybe doing another stimulus check. I don't know what that is about. I haven't actually looked into that fully, so don't take my word for that. But a lot of this inflation too, guys, is not just Russia and Ukraine. I've cut you off. My bad.
No, you're good.
I just had to say that because. The other day, Senator, I forgot his exact name. I'll look it up and I'll say it next episode or something. But this senator was dogging the secretary, some secretary of the Biden administration about the gas prices. And they were like, yeah, so the gas prices are going to be going up to about $5 to $6 on average a gallon in every single state here soon in the next few months. And it's all because of Russia and Vladimir Putin. That's literally what came out of her mouth. And then this guy just rails into her with literally 20 facts minimum about how the policies from the first day, and we're not really political. We don't really go from like talk about size or anything like that, but we have to face the reality of what's going on in the world. This administration is fucking shit up. Not just administration. There's a lot of powers that be that are above the administration, but everyone has their purpose and plan that must be carried out. And like, if y'all can't see that this shit is, they're sabotaging the United States and all the people inside of it right now, then you guys are just blind and not paying attention. You're willfully blind. It's crazy. People out here acting like nothing's happening. If you go to the grocery store, your bill's way higher. There's less food on the shelves, and they're trying to get rid of all the fucking good, healthy shit like all the meat and stuff. Why is 1,000 cattle in Kansas randomly dying because of a heat wave with heat that we've had for 100+ years? But in Florida, where it's like 115 degrees and 80% humidity, they're sitting there eating grass. Who knows what's going on, guys? All I'm saying is something's up. I believe in the NWO. I'm not going to say what that means. If you know, you know. But yeah.
There's definitely powers at hand, and the problem is so many people get caught up in right and left and, you know, red and blue and this side and that side, when in all honesty, guys, there are people that control this world and the things that happen above all else. Everybody has a role that they play. Everything is just, it's not necessarily, not everything's a distraction, but everything is by design, and they are crashing this world on purpose. They are making it hard for the everyday person to be able to do anything, to afford anything, to make choices about their own life. It is not one affiliated, it's not one specific group, or there might be one specific group, but it's not as what people seem. It's not like, I don't like to use, like, I don't like to place blame on administrations, because at the end of the day, most of those people are just puppets anyway. They're taking orders from somebody else. They're being told what to do. Policies are being created and laws are being rewritten to benefit the people that are in power. And it's not to help any of us at all. People get such an uproar when these things happen, like what we saw this past week. You know, there's a lot of talk about gun laws and gun control. There's a lot of talk about what you can and can't do with your body as a female. And the problem is, so people knew about these things well ahead of time. These have been topics for years, but then everyone wants to get in an uproar once something does happen. It's like, you guys knew this stuff was coming. You guys knew that there are people trying to enforce their certain beliefs and make decisions for the masses, and it's like people don't do anything until shit hits the fucking fan, and then it's too late. It's too late. That's the problem. No, guys, you claim you're paying attention, and you claim that you want to do something about it, but you're not really doing anything. You have talks and you argue with people, pointless conversations on social media.
Waste your energy on people who aren't going to fucking change your mind.
Instead of organizing and trying to go after the people that are supposed to be representing us, that are supposed to be looking out for the people's best interest. What they end up doing is they do what they fucking want. We stay distracted with all this other bullshit that they put out there. And then these laws pass, and these decisions are made, and then there's not much you can do about it after the fact. Yeah, you can try to say, we'll replace people and we'll vote this way next year, but it's much larger than that. It's not just about voting for the right person or the right group. There is so much more going on, and it's not going to come. Your life's not going to be saved by a certain person sitting in a certain seat in an organization like the United States, or sitting in the White House. It's not going to help if we get certain people on the Supreme Court that can, like, it's not it. You guys have to realize that in order for us to make some type of change and for us to take power back to ourselves, we have to start doing things different. I'm not sitting here trying to say you guys, I'm a peaceful person. I'm not saying you guys need to rebel and organize and go, attack government buildings or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but people need to start to realize that we are too busy fighting each other when there are people with money, with power in certain positions throughout government, throughout the world, that are enforcing this stuff upon us, and we are not doing anything about it. Everyone is just sitting and complaining and whining, and it's like, guys, you can't just sit there and do nothing, whether it's yourself or your family, your group of people. Like, you need to start to figure out a solution. What can I do? If you don't like the way things are going in a certain place you're at, go somewhere else. You know, we talked about that on one of our, I think it was like episode 3. But something that, like, what I do, I'm obsessed with wealth creation. Literally, I believe that in order for you to be able to have some type of choice and be able to make some type of move, you have to put yourself in a position where you can make those moves and you can make those choices. You can go here. You can try to get some influence in certain areas and certain aspects, you know, to help provide a change, or, you know, that's basically like where I'm at. I don't sit and complain. I don't get online and argue with people. Shit's fucked up. I am aware of it. I am paying attention. I know for the most part of what's going on, at least what I believe. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody really knows what's fully going on. But sitting and arguing and it's not going to make things better. You guys have to, we all have to start making better choices and putting ourselves around better people. And if we want to see some change, we got to make changes ourselves, and we got to lead from the front, lead by example. You know, come up with solutions, talk to people with that have like-minded thoughts and opinions, and, you know, get to a point where you can influence some type of change, because they're making they're taking all of this away from us. Everything that is happening right now is just it's power being shifted. You know, we can't, before you know it, looks like food supply is going to be controlled. They're controlling all the resources. You got people complaining about the gas prices. They're trying to blame Biden and blame this. I mean, guys, it's not even necessarily like down to an administration. They are doing all this stuff on purpose because they do not want us to be able to realize that we have power. And they don't want us to organize, and they don't want us to try to, you know, enforce those changes that we want to see. And how do they do that? They will make sure that we are broke. Go ahead.
Yeah, but also people are asking right now, so you guys got it all figured out, blah, 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 blah. No, we don't have it all figured out, but people are like, so what are we supposed to do if it's a great government plan of domination and control, whatever it may be? Well, the first thing is you got to at least work on your fucking self day by day and try to get better mentally, physically, emotionally, as far as your finances are concerned, because then at least you're setting yourself up to be able to help other people, and then they can set themselves up to be able to help other people. And also, the more you work on your mind and your clarity, and the more at peace you are, the less naive you're going to be. So the less bullshit you're going to believe that's on the media, the less you're going to accept other people's opinions just because they're going with the crowd or whatever it may be. You know how many people I see talking about this my body, my choice thing? None of y'all motherfuckers wanted to say that when the fucking vaccine mandates were being pushed. It's the same fucking shit. I just don't understand why motherfuckers are playing into certain things when the whole shit is to make y'all argue back and forth. So behind the scenes, they can put their shit into plan, just like with Canada, just like with Australia, just like with fucking Britain or the fucking UK, whatever you want to say. Canada now, you can't fucking buy guns, all right? Fucking Australia pretty much turned into an internment camp, not from the killing people and slave labor thing like the Holocaust and concentration camps there, but to the point of, hey, you're going to listen to what the fuck we say, or you're going to get arrested, or you're going to fucking not have rights at the end of the day. And this is America. This is the freest country we got. This is the freest country that has ever been as far as we know. And people are just so concerned with bickering and fucking just what's the next game on, when's the finals, the newest fucking alcohol beverage, oh, Biden this, Biden that, oh, my body, my choice this, my body, my choice that. But y'all aren't even looking at the people who are moving the ball, the people who are making the checkmate happen on the board, like the World Economic Forum, Charles Schwab, like all of these people who are setting up the Great Reset and doing these things to control every aspect of your life moving forward. You guys probably aren't even looking into the social credit score system they're fucking bringing into America and implementing under the scenes, and then it's just going to be a thing. You're going to be like, oh shit, this is must have been here. You guys have not even been looking at the shipping containers coming into America that are mainly from fucking China, and the fact that China owns more fucking land than most Americans, and also the government itself in America. And then Bill Gates as well is buying up all these farms, and that dude talks about lab grown meat and putting calcium carbonate up over the sun to black out the sun when it's horrible for you and is bad for humans and poisonous. I don't know, but apparently we're sea theorist, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to say the word just because of the algorithm, but y'all got to start looking at this shit, bro. Like, we've been talking about this shit for a long ass time, and it's like, it's really happening in the world. And I think Lamar was wanting to talk about crypto or something, right? But I don't know what you got planned on your notes, but the thing is, guys, like, there's going to be, because at the end of the day, we're probably not going to be able to escape what's coming. At the end of the day, with how things are going, how disconnected people are, how against each other everyone is, there is a lot of good people and a lot of people who are on point as well. So don't get that wrong. I'm very optimistic. Things can change in a day, in a night, in a fucking fortnight, whatever you want to say. But it's going to take a lot of people to have that catalyst, that fire under their ass to push them. And I think it's just going to take another thing like another pandemic or something, just like Biden just said out of his mouth the other day, just like Bill Gates said 5 years before the pandemic happened. And then they had a patent for the vaccine when it happened. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand why people don't understand that shit. But
it's all by design, bro. They are doing this just to fill their pockets with more money, and then like you were just saying, have more power and control over people. If you control the money, the main thing that everybody works for and feels like is the end be all. I mean, in a sense, it kind of is. Money's nothing. I believe money's nothing more than a tool, and it's not everything. And no, it doesn't buy you happiness. But I mean, at the end of the day, you still need it. Everybody wants it. And that's our means of, making things happen right now. But what they're doing is they're pushing out all this stuff so they can just continue to fill their pockets and take care of their people, their family, and keep us, working for nothing. They're creating another pandemic. Like, there's going to be another pandemic. And what are they going to do? So they can print more money. We're printing money and sending it. I think actually Biden in that video, if we can, I want to throw that video up in the YouTube. I'll send it to you. But he said we need more money because there's gonna be another pandemic. Or is it you're creating another pandemic so you can get more money, just so you can continue to launder it through, wars, design wars. We're sending so much money overseas to Ukraine, but we can't even spend money here to set up systems and things to help people that actually need the money here. Most of the money goes out. We're basically bought, guys. I mean, it's crazy. There's so many ways. There's so many ways you could go about this and talk about it. But the main topic I wanted to do was, like Cody said, a lot of people are like, you guys got it all figured out, huh? Like, y'all know what you're doing. No, we don't have it all figured out, and that's why we wanted to come on here and answer that question. What do you do in times like this? What can you do when everything's getting high? You can't afford to buy a house because interest rates are high, housing prices are high. You're spending all your money on, your bills just to survive, to keep a roof over your head. You're spending all your money on food. You can't even enjoy life. You can't do this. You hate your job. Like, so what do you do? What are we doing? So right now, what me and Cody are doing, we're, one, paying attention to what the hell is going on. Two, not sitting and complaining about it. Three, we're making things happen,
Working our fucking faces off, man.
Yeah. We're working our ass off, literally, physically and mentally, because we were trying to prepare for whatever is going to happen next.
Just like they saved y'all in the pandemic, right? Y'all think it's going to happen now? Y'all think it's going to save you, right? Yeah, okay.
Shit, they call it saving us, but look where it's gotten us.
Exactly.
Look where
the
we
sabotage.
are now. And we literally told it's not even just us. There are a lot more smarter people out there, a lot more intelligent, higher IQ, been through experience, know their history way better than us, that we're trying to tell you guys this was not going to be good. How the world is reacting to this disease is going to be horrible for everybody in the future. And I believe, like I said, I feel like it was all by design in the first place. But so what are we doing? We're paying attention. We're trying to stack cash right now. A lot of the stuff we talked about in the past has been about investing and, putting money into assets. That's what we talked about for the last couple of years. Right now, personally, I'm not investing too much because I'm seeing everything crash and burn. But you guys have to be able to look outside the box and see, okay, so all this stuff is getting cheaper. Things are getting more pricier. Assets, stocks, crypto, whatever are getting cheaper. Houses are going to be doing the same thing here very soon too. I don't think we're in like a housing bubble or anything like that, but prices will correct themselves. So like if you're an investor, you're someone that's been looking at getting into owning some type of property and real estate and finding ways to make money, to set yourself up so you can separate yourself from having to deal with, what the average person deals with and not making enough money to take care of yourself and your family. You guys need to be paying attention. You guys need to be stacking cash. You guys need to be working your butt off. Even if you're at a job, work overtime, go in there and ask for that raise. If you've been thinking about it, like you guys, you have to be, you have to be ready. You just have to be ready for the changes that are coming. You have to be ready to adapt. You have to be ready to take advantage. There is so much happening right now, and we're on the verge of a crisis at the end of the day. But where there's crisis, there is opportunity. And we are going to see this might be the last big opportunity that most people, like the everyday person, gets to try to create wealth without having to work for 40 to 50 years out of their life just to retire in their 60s with a broken body and little to no money in their 401k, and living on Social Security. This might be the last time, because the truth is, these people in power, like me and Cody were talking about at the beginning of this podcast, they don't want us making choices. They don't want us having money. They don't want us to be able to resist or challenge their authority, their power. They want us broke. They want us doing what they want us to do. They want us to be an efficient machine, running their economies, working their jobs, working their businesses, filling their pockets with money. They don't want us to be happy. They don't care about us as much as, like, they really don't care. All we are is just cause in a machine in a essence, and the machine are these economies and these places all over the world, in every single country. There are people that run each place, and they don't care about the everyday citizens. As long as you're going and doing what you're told to do, working your job, making that little bit of money that helps you get by, that you're living paycheck to paycheck on, even though it's making you unhappy, but you don't have any other options because you're not trying to do anything. But yeah, go ahead. I don't want you to lose your thought.
All right, guys, so I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I'm doing personally. Exactly what I'm doing based on all the information I've gained, all the research I've done, all the experience I've had, all the places I've traveled. Here is exactly what I'm doing to better myself and the situation and the possibility of coming out on top if shit hits the fan. Let's say shit hits the fan, it's wild in the streets. Fucking grocery stores are shut down, whatever, because at some point, if we keep going at this trajectory, I'm just looking at how history repeats itself. We may have a situation like that. This is the most prosperity we've had for a very long time. This is the longest empire that has ever existed before collapsing in history. So here's what I'm doing based on what I'm watching, and I tend to look around the curve and not at things as soon as they happen. I tend to look around so I can be prepared for that shit, and I do advise that you guys do the same thing as well. First and foremost, get your fucking health right, man. You need to be as healthy as you possibly can. You need to be able to run a fucking mile. You need to be able to hike up a fucking mountain. You need to be able to lift some sort of fucking weight so you can fucking be useful in a situation that requires you need to survive. I'm not saying it's going to get to that point. A lot of you guys think I'm some doomsday prepper and I always think the worst. Whatever, I don't care. What I'm saying is you never know what's going to happen, so you shouldn't be naive enough to think that you know everything and how it's going to play out. So why not prepare for multiple different situations? So get as healthy as possible, man. Be able to hike up a fucking mountain, dog, with a fucking backpack on you. If you can't fucking run, walk. If you can't walk, get on your fucking knees and do some crab crawls or some shit. All right, I'm kind of joking right there, but do something to get you in more shape. Another thing, work on your mind. Try to make your mind as strong as possible. Try to learn as much as possible. And try to understand how your mind works So whenever ideas do come or opinions do come to your head, it doesn't subconsciously reprogram you to think a certain way. You actually are able to assess that information analytically and then, pick and choose what you want to attain from that specific thing that you are reading about, looking at, whatever it may be. So get your mind on point as possible. You need to be sharp. You need to be ready for any situation at hand. Another thing, look at what's going on. Food shortages and labor shortages are happening. They're talking about having robots replace humans for 90% of the jobs by 2050, by 2030, 30% of the jobs. So let's talk about that real quick. Y'all need to fucking stock up your pantries, man. Y'all see inflation going on. All the rates are going up, but not only that, every time you go to the store, the shelves are emptier and emptier. Stock up your fucking pantry, buy a shit ton of seeds for a garden, learn how to plant a fucking garden, stock up water, stock up canned goods, stock up non-perishables, granola bars, tree nuts, fucking beef jerky, stuff like that can help you survive for at least 3 weeks. And guys, again, I'm not some doomsday prepper. I'm just looking at what's going on around me and saying, hey, what can I do to make sure I have as much as advantage as possible if shit were to happen this way, if it were to play out this way. Hopefully it doesn't. If it doesn't, well, good. I just have more food in my fucking house. I have more skills. I have a better mindset. I have a healthier body. Cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that I think you guys should do. As well as stop spending money on dumb bullshit, guys. First and foremost, the US dollar is collapsing as far as the value of it. If you look back to the 30s, I think I was watching something like $10,000 back then was worth $700,000 today. And just imagine if the actual value of the United States dollar was, stayed as good as it was back then, it would be worth way more. But stack up your money and don't spend it on bullshit. Spend it on food, spend it on resources,
necessities.
Things that are assets. Fucking cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, is a really nice hedge with what's going on. The people who are in control and are making the rules about what's going on are talking about how cryptocurrency is going to be the new digital blockchain future and everything's going to go to that, while they're also making CBDC, central bank digital tokens, currencies, if you will, and they're putting things into play to make these things happen. And if you look at the 1%, they are all involved in that. And when the crypto market has crashed these last few weeks, they're not scared. They're buying more. So remember, guys, you get rich in a fucking dip. You get rich when the market's crashed. Look at the fucking .com bubble. Look at the recession of 2008. Look at your history. That's one thing I want y'all to do, is go fucking study history, and you can see the parallels of what's going on today and what used to happen back in the day, and how things tend to happen in government and how things tend to happen with power hierarchies and stuff of that matter. So that's another thing, diversifying the assets, whether that's land, whether that's real estate, precious metals, cryptos, food, ammunition, weapons, whatever you need to do. Make sure you're not spending your money on bullshit. If you're not spending your money, if you do have some extra and you do want to save some fucking cash reserves, because cash is still king technically right now, it has not collapsed fully, and it's still the it's still the world reserve currency, then have some sitting for the side until it may dip a little bit more in the market, whatever. If you want to go into stocks and you have some good information on that, that's not my forte. I don't really do anything with stocks, but look into that, but have research and, only put in what you're willing to lose, which a lot of people out here are gambling. Shit, man, at least if you're going to gamble, put it into fucking good coin like XRP or XLM or fucking Casper or HBAR, VeChain or ICP or fucking Algorand or fucking Tezos. There's a bunch of different fucking coins that are doing good shit. And the ISO 20022 thing is going into effect with the Federal Reserve as far as blockchain is concerned next year in 2023. That's at least what they're stating right now. So look at the coins that are involved with that. Stuff that's going to have leverage. Stuff that this new reset needs. So you can have some sort of leverage as this reset happens. They need what you own. So that gives you a little bit more power, a little bit more freedom. Another thing is maximize how much freedom you are allowing into your life. Or that you can attain into your life. Like, do everything you can to make sure that you can be better off in a week, and in a month, in a year, whatever it may be. Even if it means sacrificing having fun, even if it means sacrificing hanging out on the weekend sometimes, even if it's sacrificing the fucking relationship you have with toxic people. You know what I'm saying? You have to do things that are going to be good for you so you can set yourself up and eventually, set everyone else up. That's what it's about as far as I'm concerned. Setting myself up so I have the power to do that for other people as well and give them guidance. Like I said in the last podcast, But you guys need to be learning this stuff and staying on point day to day. Stop keeping up with the Kardashians. Fuck the Johnny Depp fucking court case. Who cares? Why the fuck are y'all watching that shit? It has nothing to do with you, and it's just wasting your time. When y'all could be learning about shit that actually is going to better you and benefit you. Obviously, you want to have your entertainment and shit, but some of y'all be using that entertainment shit as an excuse to do that shit all day, every fucking day. Like, I'm sure you're tired after work, but hey, man, if you're just going to put all your fucking extra mental energy that you have for the day into the Johnny Depp case or the Kardashians or something like that, then you're not doing anything that's going to help you out, and you're always going to be tired after work because you're going to be working a fucking job that you hate, and you're always going to be tired after it, okay? So, pretty much, man, what I'm doing is trying to maximize as many playing fields as possible, so if some shit crazy does happen, at least have some fucking leverage. Another thing too, guys, if you can, go get a fucking passport and expedite that shit for $260 and you'll have it within a month and a half. Like, being able to get out the country last minute is something that you guys really should consider these days, in my opinion. It'll just give you a little bit more peace of mind, at ease. Plus, the flights out of the country are costing way less than they are in the country because I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a fucking gas oil shortage, price inflation going on, but not all the countries have that. And if y'all would look into the policies that went into effect in January of 2021, when he become president, 2021? Yeah, of 2021, then you guys would fucking kind of see what I'm talking about as far as, them sabotaging us. But I'll leave it at that. I'll let Lamar pick up off of that real quick.
Guys, you need to become obsessed with wealth creation. I mean, guys, if you cannot, there's so much shit going on right now that I have problems sleeping at night. Like, literally, I cannot sleep. I try to go to bed and my mind is constantly on, I'm not doing enough. I need to do more. This is what I talk about with Cody. Anytime we have friends over, a group of guys that we're chatting, I'm even telling myself, I need to do more. I'm not doing enough. I'm not making enough. And it's not one of those, well, yeah, you'll never make enough money. Money's forever. It goes on and on forever. You'll never have enough. That is right. That is true. But there comes a point in time where you do have enough to survive and do whatever you want to do and to live the rest of your life where you don't have to go and work for it. There is a certain point that gets to where it's almost like it's not even relevant to you anymore. You have exactly what you need to live the rest of your life. That's what I'm trying to get to. But guys, I cannot sleep at night. Like, I am worried. I am anxious. Don't even get anxious like that. Like, don't have any like anxiety issues or anything like that. But like, because these things are happening and not enough people are, it worries me that not enough people are worried about it. There's not enough people talking about it. There's not enough people doing enough. Everyone's just going out here, setting their alarm clock at night, waking up, going to work, coming home, popping a can of Coke and, ordering DoorDash and watching whatever the hell is on TV nowadays. I don't even know what's on TV. Like, we don't even have cable or nothing here. Like, literally, me and Cody don't watch TV. But like, you need to become obsessed because that is the only way you're going to have a choice. You're going to have an option. What else are you guys going to do? Unless you know somebody, unless you were born into, some type of wealth. But that's where I'm at right now. I'm literally obsessed, not with just making money, but trying to create freedom for myself. Trying to become a wealthy individual, not a rich individual, a wealthy person that has choices, that has options, that has freedoms, that doesn't necessarily have to do the same things, that everybody else has to do. So what I'm not investing as much right now. I'm watching things, like I said, get cheaper as they go. And we're not just talking about stocks and crypto. I'm talking about other assets as well. So I'm paying attention to that. I'm readying my money to place there, and as well as I'm learning new skills. I'm learning how to copyright. I'm improving on my sales skills. I'm learning about other systems and things online that you can do to create money and not spend a lot of time, or it takes a lot of effort, or does it cost a lot of money? That's what I am doing every single day. Is trying to figure out where else can I get it from? That's it. And as far as you guys go, like, I know we say, you guys are probably like, oh, y'all, of course y'all say invest in stocks, invest in crypto, that's the answer. Guys, what else are you going to do? Like, what else are you going to do? You going to work your job for the next 20 years and become wealthy? It's not going to happen that way. There's only so many things. You need to learn a skill, you need to learn a trade, and you need to invest and make moves and get your money working for you.
And that's what I've been trying to tell people, bro. Like, you know how many motherfuckers hit me up and they're like, why all y'all care about is money, all y'all talk about is grinding and shit like that. Like, that's not healthy. You got to have a balanced life. Like, guys, I understand all of that. That's the reason I go so fucking hard. That's the reason he goes so hard. But also, y'all got to look at the reality, bro. The world is not the same way it was 10 years ago. You know, you have to change and adapt. You can't just think everything's going to be figured out for you. You have to fucking put your feet in the game and you have to fucking take steps towards where you're trying to go in life. And these days, every fucking second that you're wasting out here, obviously you need to relax, hang out with friends, go to the movies, go out sometimes. But some of y'all be doing that shit more than y'all be thinking about your future. And the thing, I'm not judging nobody. I'm just saying, man, y'all are going to be fucked over if y'all don't fucking understand the shit we're talking about, dog, because shit is happening. It doesn't matter if you want to believe it. It doesn't matter if you want to acknowledge it. It's happening. And one day you're going to wake up and be like, oh, fuck, I didn't do enough. I didn't put myself in the position I could have, even though I had all the information, and now I'm fucked. And you're going to hate it way more than you hate your shit job right now. At least you have the opportunity to work and you aren't forced. In the future, it may get to the point where you have to fucking work X amount of hours. Like in China, they make you work at least 12 hours a fucking day, X amount of days a week. So, like, the reason we're so obsessed with this shit, obviously we want to get rich, have more freedom, build our network. That's another thing too. Make sure you're building your network so you have more friends in high places if shit hits the fan, but also, you know, just to benefit yourself and them as well. But the thing about it, guys, is you gotta do what it takes, because these days, man, there's no remorse. Like, there's no mercy. Like, the market doesn't care about you. The administration doesn't care about you. The agenda that's been planned for over 100 years, if you believe in that type of shit, does not care about you. They'll squash you like a bug if you stand in the way. And for me, I'm trying to be in the fucking shadows and have freedom and do my own thing. If that's an option, I don't know, because we don't know how the fucking future will unfold. But at least we are giving ourselves some sort of upper hand, hopefully. But even if shit doesn't hit the fan and the world just gets better, which I hope it does, because I have optimism in humanity, then we're just going to be sitting way prettier at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And guys, I mean, enough can't be said, honestly. We could literally sit here and talk about this all day. Me and Cody have been talking about this for the past couple of years inside our group. We have rants and paragraphs where we've gone on, about this topic. But guys, you only have so many choices. You only have so many options. Not everything is going to work out the way you want it. Starting a business isn't necessarily, the end all be all answer as well. 90% of businesses fail in their first year. So you have to make sure, you're learning something. Like we talked, I think Cody has a video on our YouTube, do something fun that makes funds. So find something that you can monetize that you enjoy doing and make money off of it, and then find other things too, because one stream of income is not enough. You need to have multiple streams of income. You need to have money constantly flowing in, more coming in than you're putting out, and you need to be finding ways to increase and grow what you have passively, so you're not working your body to death just to get it. That's something like I noticed when I was at a very, very young age early on. I come from a family, everyone in my family are hard workers. Everyone in my family most of the men either go into some type of hard physical labor or they go into the military. I knew a long time ago, I did not want to be in the military. That's just not something I wanted to do. I've always had a problem with authority and following, people telling me what to do and what I can and can't do. So I knew that route wasn't a route I was going to take, as well as, people telling me like, oh, if you go anywhere, go to this branch. You don't make a lot of money in this branch. You make more money in that branch. You only make money when you're at war, and then who knows, you come home. Anyways, so the other side of my family, they're all hard workers, physical laborers. And I see them now in their age, and they can barely they can barely do anything with their body. They worked so hard. They worked themselves to death, not literally to death, but they worked themselves to the point where they can't get around without the help of someone now. They don't get to enjoy life as much as they would like. And that's because they literally physically broke their body down just to make, it's crazy how what money was worth then compared to what it is now, because they weren't even making as much money then, but you didn't need as much money then. Everything made sense at some point in this economy. But I knew from early on I didn't want to go either of those directions. I didn't want to break my body down and go work at, the railroad, or go work at this warehouse, or go do this. I didn't want to sign my body over and be told what I had to do with it. I wanted to try to be efficient and learn a skill and get to the point where I didn't have to physically be there at all times, breaking myself down, working in, the hot ass sun or in a fucking cold ass freezer, killing my body just to make ends meet, or just to, have a little bit fun here and there, go on one vacation like once a year, or retire when I don't even know what the retirement age is legally, but retire and then just, live off Social Security. And I knew that from an early standpoint. So I've always been trying to find ways to make money. And I've been searching and seeking people out there that do have it, and I try to get as close to them as I possibly can, and I listen and I sit there and I learn from them, and I would do exactly what they tell me to do. And ever since I started doing that, things are starting to work out for me. I'm not having to break my body down as much, one, and two, I'm making more money than I've ever made, and I'm not doing as much. So you guys get around people that talk about these things, get around people that have shown that they can do it, that they have done it, listen to those people, take their advice. If they got it, why would you not listen to them? You guys are listening to some of these influencers online who were born into money and leveraged their influence, like the Kardashians and the Jenners of the world, where they can literally start whatever the hell they want and people are going to buy the fuck out of it literally just because of their name. Not because they really, grinded and put in, I'm not trying to take anything away from those type of people, because, they do have a business. They do got to put plans in place and implement these ideas and whatnot. But
they're still changing people's lives.
Yeah, but they're not having to work hard for it. They were already born into money, or someone else that they know, a family member, already gained power and influence. So they just come in and set up whatever the hell they want, and it sells. Well, guys, go ahead.
Well, what do you say? All right, so this is something I need to answer as well, because I'm sure there's maybe there's not someone in this certain situation, but people are thinking, all right, so what about these people? So what do you say? And then I'll answer it after you answer it. What do you say to the single mom who's working 3 jobs, has 2 kids, barely can pay her bills, and doesn't have any extra money left over and no energy after the end of the day because she's dealing with 2 kids and she has to work her ass off just to make the bills meet? And this is something I've been thinking about too, because we talk about all this stuff and it does work, but it's situational to the point of this specific situation. I would say, because obviously if you live in your mom's house and you're just a fucking teenager, you have a better opportunity than somebody who's just struggling to pay bills with 2 kids and can't fucking get free time for anything. So what do you say to those people in those situations? It's kind of a hot seat question as well.
That is a tough question, especially a single mom
question. Because that is what we're seeing a lot of these days, especially after the pandemic, because, all the suicide rates, but also like there's just so many fucking kids growing up without dads and stuff like that. But also the economy is the worst it's been in a long time. Inflation, the fucking short labor shortages and all these things. So what do you say about that?
That's a tough question. The best answer I can give, and I can't relate to the situation enough to give something concrete, and there's probably people out there that can relate to that situation, that have been there, that can answer. But fine, you learn a skill, learn a trade, particularly something that involves the internet, something that you can do from home, because like you just said, with that situation, if you have multiple kids, you're already working probably throughout the whole day just to even make ends meet as it is. You're gonna have to try to find that willpower and that motivation to, set aside a couple of hours in the evening to find something that you can do online to make money. And I'm not talking about going and finding these little surveys and stuff where you can make a couple bucks taking surveys and shit. Most of that shit scams anyways. You guys gotta be careful because they're just stealing your information. But find something that you can do online. One thing that I see a lot of women, especially online, on my social media and my network, ones with kids, is they run online boutiques. They have their own e-commerce stores, whether they're selling clothes, whether they're selling jewelry, whether they're selling baby products like apparel and things like that. They're doing drop shipping, things of that nature. I mean, that would be my thing is learn something, learn sales, find something that you can sell, and find someone that's doing it, because there are a lot of single moms out there, or just, I mean, they might not even be single, but there are a lot of people out there with kids that are doing these work from home, online, money making opportunities, and most of it's e-commerce. And you can sell anything. I mean, people, despite what we're seeing right now, people are still going to be buying and spending money. People still have needs, they still have wants. And that would be my advice is just learn a skill, something that you can do from home, something that you can monetize, make content, start a YouTube channel and do like a vlog, develop a following of other moms and create like some type of community and find ways to, certain creative ways of making certain type of content that you can leverage and make money off of. TikTok is a great thing. I mean, I'm not saying go out there and be, a TikTok dancer, because everybody's doing that. But there are other things you can do. You can grow a TikTok relatively quick. Ask Cody, he knows. And you can leverage and use that platform to make money. You can sell something. There's something out there that you can find that you could sell. So that would be my advice. I can't say it's necessarily the best advice, because that is a really tough question. But don't just give in. If you have time if you have some time, like I said, set something out for yourself and try to be disciplined and learn something, learn a skill. You got kids to take care of. You got kids that you are looking up to you to take care of them, that you're responsible for. So if that doesn't motivate you enough, then I don't know.
I got something.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. So here's what I'm going to say for that specific thing. Everything he just said. But for the people who feel like they have no energy, you come home, you feed your kids, you got to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? For those people, the first thing you need to do, if you can get some exercise in, because that, I know if you have no energy, you just can't. Maybe your job is giving you the exercise you need, whatever. If you can do that, do that. It's going to regulate your body, your chemistry, your mood, and all of that better. Maybe give you a spark of inspiration. Inspiration means in spirit. So anytime you get an inspired thought, you need to act on that, and it probably is going to work. Many fucking inventions that have been made by people who thought about it after somebody else who had the inspiration but didn't act on it. But also, let's say as soon as you get home, you work from fucking 6 a.m. until fucking 10. You have your mom or your dad or a friend or somebody watch your kids, daycare, whatever. You bring them home, you got to feed them and shit like that. And you got to go to bed. You put them to bed, you got to go to bed. Start listening to positive people, positive influences. I will say Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, David Meltzer, Les Brown, Mel Robbins, fucking Dwayne Johnson has good fucking inspiration, motivation stuff. This is what I did, guys. I got my health in order. I felt good. Now I got some drive. Now I got some willpower. Now I have more energy. Now I started to fucking pump my head full of motivation and these successful people giving you the keys to make things happen if you just do what they say step by step. Even if you're going to sleep and you can't watch it, listen to it while you're going to sleep, because at least it's going to be reprogramming your subconscious mind to look for the good in things, have a more positive outlook. Maybe you'll get inspired more and you can act on that inspiration. There's just a lot of people who don't have time or don't have the resources to make shit happen. So if you have a good amount of friends, if you are blessed with a mom who's the grandmother of your kids or whatever, and she can watch them, let them know I'm trying to make this situation better as much as possible. The world sucks, and that's subjective. I'm saying like with the way the economy and stuff, it's kind of sucky compared to what it was. So do whatever it fucking takes to rewire your mind. And then your mind, if you have a vision of what you're trying to attain and accomplish, your mind, as long as you put 100% focus into that, your mind will wire every thought towards that direction to make that happen. And that's what we call manifestation. That's why people who do affirmations and stuff like that tend to manifest stuff, and who are positive tend to manifest stuff and have the willpower and have the energy behind it, tend to manifest stuff that they want in life, because their brain puts all the attention and focus to making that outcome a reality. And that's what manifestation is. So if you can't start to make a lot more money, or can't fucking start YouTube, or don't have time to fucking learn something online, at least put positive things in your mind through your music, what you watch, the people you're around. If you can limit that, I do understand if you're working a job that you didn't necessarily choose, you have to do it to make ends meet, then you may be around people that you don't necessarily like or that could be toxic. But if you start putting positivity into your mind, at least you can respond to those situations better, and maybe even help them have a positive outlook, and then make your whole workplace even more fun. And then who knows what can come from that? You know what I'm saying? So I can't relate to the situation of the question I asked. There's a lot of people out there in those situations. I can't relate to the struggling for I mean, back as a kid, yeah, we used to struggle for bills and stuff, but we're in a way better position now. And money it used to be better back then as far as jobs and stuff like that. But also we do have the internet, so we can't just look away and say it's worse today. Technically, today's one of the best times to be living, because we do have more opportunity. We do have the internet. Back in the day, you would used to have to go to a library if you want to read something out the encyclopedia. Now you can Google it, so it's all perspective. But you have to have the drive and will. And if you don't have the drive and will, find people who will instill that shit into you, whether it's YouTube, podcast, audiobook, whatever. Because when you change your mind, you change your whole life. Your reflection of the outside world is what goes on inside of you. It's what you think. It's the people you decide to be around. It's the things you decide to put up with. The way you decide to think about things. So for that, I would say work on your mind, and that will change everything else for you. And it's going to take some time. It's not necessarily just like that. For me, it took like 5 years. So other people shorter, other people longer. But it all starts from within. So I'll leave it at that for that specific
So focus on your mental first, and create and develop good habits.
Yes.
Take it a little bit at a time. And like he was saying, find people that have done it and that can relate to your situation, that you can connect with, and learn from them. It's like the specific topic or the specific details of that question. If you're a mom with kids, so find someone else that was whether they were a single mother or they just have multiple kids, that has made it doing something, and learn from them. Follow them. Listen to their content. If they have a YouTube, if they have a podcast, if they have you gotta be careful with courses, but even if they have a course, if there's something you can learn from them, then go to those people and figure and see how they did it, because they've been there and they've been in your situation, so you can relate to them more, and you're more likely and inclined to listen to those people. Not everyone can listen to all these. Like, there's a lot of motivational and mentors out there that are mostly male. So I know not everyone's going to connect with Tai Lopez, not everyone's going to connect with Grant Cardone, not everyone's going to connect with Gary Vee, but find the people that you do connect with, and that share a similar story to you. Learn what their story is. How did they make it to where they are now? And then try to learn from them. See if there's some type of mentorship program, or some type of most people have free content on YouTube, all over Google, that you can find and you can learn stuff. I mean, you don't necessarily have to pay for a lot of things, but there's free stuff out there where you can learn a skill and but most importantly, like he said, focus on your mentality first, because everything starts with your mind. If you don't have I hate saying the word motivation, but if you don't have the willpower, then nothing's really going to, nothing's going to change for you. Nothing's going to happen. You're going to keep doing the same shit every day. You're just going to keep existing. You have to really, want to make a change, want to, change the things and the people around you. Put yourself in a better position, not only for yourself, but for your family as well. Use that as your why. And then make things happen. You just got to just try stuff. Try to do things at the end of the day. That's all you can really do. At least try. Put forth an effort.
And then one more point I just want to get across, and then I'm good. Guys, sacrifice now for later. Live in the moment to the extent that, yes, I don't know when I'm going to die and we don't live forever, so let's have some fun. But don't make that habitual. You need to sacrifice the instant gratification, the dopamine hit that you want right now, for the long-lasting, forever in quotations later. That's just one thing that like guys, like so many people are like, I can't wait till the weekend because of Friday, I hate my job, whatever. So you can go party and spend money, and then you have to fucking make that money back. I had a friend spending $100 minimum on every Saturday, and he's like, he got so fucked up he didn't know what happened to that $100, and then he was behind or had to make it back. It's like, yo, instead of thinking about it, all right, I need to drink my sorrows away and feel good temporarily, let me eat more shit over the weekend. I'm already eating shit. Let me eat more shit. At least the shit I'm eating right now is going to taste good in 5 years and not stay the same. At least the shit that I'm eating right now is building me up for the future, so I don't have to eat shit on the weekends in the future. If you guys keep having this short-term mentality of, all right, I'll work this week, then I'll go out, or I'll spend all my money on dumb shit or quick riches, schemes to get rich real fast, investing in a dumb shit like that, then you're just going to be on a fucking rat wheel. You're going to be in a rat race, and it's never going to get you where you really want to go. So you have to sacrifice and eat shit. When I started building my content up, I would work until 12 a.m., literally until 12 a.m., guys. Work all night editing content on the computer. Go to sleep 5 hours, 6 hours. Go to the gym. Go back to work. Do it all over again. And I was only making $9 an hour. And now I own a fucking business. The people that I was making content about, I've met in the present multiple times, have connections with them, and I'm making more money than I've ever made. And if I look in the past, if I would have fucking stopped, like even just 2 weeks, I would not even be in the same position I'm in right now. So you gotta fucking sacrifice. Like, y'all think this shit is a joke. Y'all think we just say this because motivational speakers say these. There's people I know who watch this who think we're just bullshitting half the time. But it's like, y'all really don't understand. Like, you gotta sacrifice the fucking bullshit. You gotta sacrifice the bullshit friends you got, the bullshit shit you put in your body, the bullshit shit you put in your mind. And I'm telling y'all, man, I'm telling you guys, it's a fact. You're going to be way better off, and you're going to thank yourself in the future, and all the fun that you wanted to have in the moment and right here temporarily. When you're in the future and you're doing exactly what you wanted to do, you're gonna be, oh shit, I'm glad I fucking skipped out on all that. Like, I'm not saying don't have fun, don't go out, don't have friends, don't have a girl, like, don't go on vacations. I'm just saying, don't work your shit job and that's all you're working toward is just shit like that, because it's temporary and it's never going to get you out of the situation that you're in now. If you're not fucking eating shit, even on the weekends, even when you're off of your job, to make other shit happen that you want to happen, if you get an inspired thought, act on that shit, or at least write it down and act on it later, and things will change for you guys. And no one's coming to save the day, okay? No one's coming to save the day for you guys. So it's up to you, man. It's up to you.
It's up to you, and it's about you at the end of the day. So,
like, I'm going to save some of y'all's days. I'm going to put that out there, because when I get rich as fuck, everybody's coming up. But, you know, don't use that as a crutch, niggas, okay? Don't use that as a crutch. Still make your own shit happen. Don't eat off of other people's plates if you're not bringing nothing to the table.
I 110% agree with everything you just said. Yeah, I mean, guys, just make an effort. That's all we're asking you to do. We're asking you to be awake, be aware, not be woke. Be awake, be aware, be active, make live with intention. Try different things, make things better for yourself. Focus on you. Look at your whys, your family, your children. Your brother, your sister, your grandparents. Whatever you're doing it for. Keep it about that and let it drive you and let it push you, and understand that, things are happening around you. Not everyone is going to make it. Life is one big ass competition, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I don't necessarily see myself compete with anybody, around me, at least not from a financial standpoint. But in reality, life is a competition. You got some people that are going to make it, some people that aren't. Some people are going to win the game of life. Some people are going to lose. Some people are going to get certain things. Some people aren't going to be able to have those things. That's just the reality of the situation. And you have to decide for yourself, what type of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a winner? Do you want to live a life of abundance and get to enjoy, whatever it is you want to do? Spend money freely, take care of the people around you, make sure everybody's eating good, not just physically or not just like food, like everybody's eating. Do you want to go and travel and see certain places of the world? Do you want to be able to escape if, shit does hit the fan, like Cody was talking about earlier? You got to decide what type of life you want to live. And, this is what me and Cody, as well as a lot of people in our friends and in our circle and in our group, have decided for ourselves. We don't want to live an average life. We don't want to live a mediocre life. I saw a video last week of this guy. He was sitting in his car. He was having panic attacks at work, and he had to go outside to his car. And this dude broke down. It was never seen anything like it. And this guy was crying. He was like, dude, like, this ain't how life is supposed to be. Like, I can't, I'm having panic attack. Like, the dude he was like super upset and depressed. I don't know his life. I don't know his job, where he's working, how much money he's making. But guys, like, he's right in that video. This is not the life that was meant for you. You shouldn't have to literally go outside and break down in tears and basically be like, my life fucking sucks. Like, this isn't how it's supposed to be, because it's not, guys. You're supposed to be able to do what you want when you want.
That was the catalyst for me.
Yeah, and
shit like that.
And I mean, it's been like that for me too. I've had low points in my life where I've lived in friends' basements where all I had was literally like my bed and my clothes and a TV. I've lived on friends' couches where all I had was my car. I've had nights where I've slept in my car. I mean, you have to decide at some point. I don't know what it's going to take for you guys. It's different for everybody when something just kind of clicks and you decide you want to make that change and you want to do something different. You don't want to live this type of life, or you don't want to keep living the way you have been living up until that point. Everybody has something different. If we can inspire someone to make that change, then that's great. That's what we're kind of here for, in a sense. We're just trying to inspire and motivate people and try to lead by example. But like something's got to give eventually. And when you hit that breaking point, don't let it break you, let it motivate you, and use that anger and that frustration that you have and focus that energy into doing something different, into being productive, into being a better human being, from a mentality standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from a financial standpoint, from a social standpoint. Use that energy and focus it and let it drive you, let it push you. Let it be what wakes you up every day and has you, excited about getting your day started, excited about the goals that you're working towards, the life that you are going to live once you reach those goals.
And don't dwell on the shitty stuff.
Yeah, don't focus on the shit, guys. Life is what you make it. What you feed in your mind what's the quote? Your reality is, what am I looking for? Life is what happens to you, what happens around you is all about your perception, about your own perspective. That's not even a quote, but I think what I'm trying to say is, if you are constantly taking in negative shit and telling yourself negative things, you're going to have a negative existence. You're going to have a negative life, and shit's going to suck. But you got to be able to, like Cody was saying in the middle of this podcast, you guys got to be able to get your mind right. Feed good things, not only thoughts and words, but food and energy into your mind, into your body, and let that drive you. That's what will form. You'll start to see, things around you, and they'll like you're manifesting these.
That was my chair.
Are you good? I lost my train of thought, but we're not gonna we're saying the same things, but we're trying to really instill it into you guys. You just got to do something different, live a positive life. Feed yourself with positive energy. And try and get out here and do stuff. Don't let all this stuff that's happening get you down. Yeah, I said I can't sleep at night, but that doesn't stop me. I'm not like, I'm waking up next morning like, I'm scared to go out. I'm scared to do anything today. I'm scared to live. I'm still living my life. I still have a social life. Me and Cody still go and have fun. We take care of the shit that we need to take care of as far as business goes. When it's business is business for us. But we're driven to we're driven by a better life, and that's what we want out of ourselves. That's what we want for everyone around us as well, and anyone that we know. We want to be able to, bring people with us and inspire them to do things on their own, and that's why we work so hard. I mean, that's what motivates us. I'm not scared. I'm concerned about where we are going in current society, in current times. We are living in some crazy times. But at the same time, I'm not letting that stop me from doing what I have to do. I'm not letting it hold back my goals. Like, it's all going to end anyways. I'm not even going to try. That's not my mindset at all. I am trying my absolute best. And I still feel like that's not enough to make sure that, I don't end up like that guy on that video and have to come out on social media and just like bawl my eyes out and do something drastic. You know, I don't want to be that person. So I'm making sure I don't end up in that type of situation. But is there anything else you want to add, bro? Go ahead.
Yeah, so also I do want to state as well, guys, the hard days are character building days. And I tell all of the people who help me with work that I tell myself that every fucking day my attitude's about to get bad and I'm catching, because I'm very conscious about this issue. I start catching myself and I don't let it happen. I'm like, this is a character building day. If I perform in a really great manner in this moment, then I am one step closer to where I want to be, especially mentally, because you just stopped a state of mind from happening and you controlled the situation. But also, like, guys, everything's perspective. Perspective building. Like, some days fucking suck, man. You know, some days your job might suck. You're really in high demand. You don't feel like you're making enough, whatever. But at least you get to work. At least you're capable of working. At least you have limbs. At least you live in America. You have running water. You can eat food. You have a place to sleep. Most of y'all that work fucking 3 jobs, 2 jobs, 1 job, and, you know, live at least middle class or normal, like you're not doing that bad compared to the other parts of the world. You're in the top 1% of the world. So y'all need to first and foremost look at that shit so you stop complaining. Y'all motherfuckers, man, y'all complain when y'all get the wrong Starbucks. There's fucking people who don't got houses. There's fucking people who gotta walk 4 fucking miles in 120 degrees in sub-Sahara Africa just to fucking get water that's not even clean and could potentially die from the bacteria in that water, but they need to stay hydrated. And y'all bitching about your Starbucks, man. Like, give yourself 5 minutes a day to fucking bitch. Let all that energy out so you don't put it on other people and you don't fuck up their day. But you need to realize that you are blessed, especially if you live in America. Everyone has different cards. Yes, your situation may not be as good as someone else's. Yes, you may want your situation to be better, and you may it may suck sometimes, man. But let me tell y'all this. If you don't go through shit that sucks, you're never going to fucking be able to appreciate the things that are great. So at least have that perspective. If anything that you take away from this podcast, it's change the state of mind you are in through your perspective and how you see things. Because half the time things are not as bad as you think they are. You make them that way because you're thinking that way. And that also goes on to other people. Could fuck their day up if they don't know how to control their own minds and emotions. And then that's a ripple effect into all of society, and eventually billions of people. Jordan Peterson says it best. We are all a node. So we all know people. I know 10 people, and the 10 people he knows 100 people. The 100 people he knows 1,000, blah, 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 until you get up to billions of people and then the whole world. So perspective is key. There is still time. There is still hope. I am still very optimistic. But that does not mean as soon as you're done listening to this, go back to watching your garbage Netflix show that does nothing for you while you bitch and moan about where you could be. It means get to fucking work and time is ticking. Period. Cody out. I'm done with what I gotta say.
The time is ticking, and he's right, guys. You're running out of time. Like I said at the beginning of this, I don't think there's going to be too much opportunity left in the coming years. For the average person, you know, to really make a significant financial change in their life. So like, dude, just give it. I mean, just try. Like I said, just try, give your effort. And yeah, don't let the bad days get you down too much, and don't let that carry into a bad week. You know, you're going to have some struggles, you're going to have some trials, you're going to have some tribulations, and you have to learn from those things. You watch a movie nowadays, and how do most movies start? There's always a protagonist. Something happens to them. They go through a struggle. They go through some pain. Like, you know, a superhero movie, there's always some type of traumatic experience that happens to them first that pushes them to their breaking point. And then what do? Then they change and they become a superhero, and they save the day at the end of the movie, or they save the girl, or they save the family, they save the world, you know, whatever. Look at it like that way, you know, look at your life as a movie. You're the main character. And there's there's ups and downs, and you have to navigate through that shit to be able to, you know, get to the point where you become the best version of yourself, you know? So that's basically what we're trying to say, guys. But as always, appreciate everyone that follows, appreciate everyone that likes the content, appreciate you guys that are keeping up with what we're doing. You know, if you like the content, subscribe, share our videos out there. We hit on, oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot. So guys, we are going to be doing we're doing a giveaway as when we reach 100 subscribers.
Yeah, when we hit 100. As soon as we hit 100 subscribers.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take everybody that subscribes to us, put them in a little roulette thing. You know, we'll record it.
2 winners.
2 winners?
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to record the giveaway that we're going to do. So, you know, help us get out there. Basically, anyone is subscribed to our channel, that's, you know, your YouTube channel is going to, you know, be in that roulette that we're going to do. So help us get to 100 subscribers, guys. We don't plan on stopping what we're doing. We're going to be adding a lot of different things to our channel. You know, it won't just be the podcast. There's going to be days you see Cody's face. There's going to be days you see my face. So yeah, but we are going to be doing a giveaway at 100 subscribers. So, you know, like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna put that in the post once we, you know, promote this video as well. But yeah, again, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the hate. Appreciate the shit talking. We don't care. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. And you guys, you know, either y'all can hop on board with what we got going on, hop on board with somebody else, or just continue to sit and watch from the sidelines and watch how everything that we talk about unfolds right in front of your eyes. And hey, at least we can say we tried to warn people and we tried to give them a heads up. Almost everything me and him have talked about over the last 3 years legit has come true and has happened. You guys, if you guys were to hop in our Telegram group and you go back and read all the stuff that me and Cody have talked about and post it, I've even pinned it. You can find it, and we literally have not been wrong about, you know, anything that involves the economy, anything that involves money, anything that involves this pandemic, anything that involves this sickness, this disease, the
Great Reset,
the administration, everything. So, and that's just because we're paying attention, guys, and we're preparing ourselves.
Hey, man, they're telling us what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're telling you straight to your face.
We're just letting them know.
Yeah. So, but guys, again, appreciate all of you. We will be back with another episode very soon. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm out.
Hustle House 24/7, 365. Follow me at various layers. Also, Key of the Day TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Hustle House, of course. And then Lamar.
Lambo_CO, creamcapital.finance. And yeah, that's it, guys. Y'all have a good day.
Peace out.